guys, welcome back to another episode of Mark 2 Golf Stories. Once again with the GTI, you can see it behind, there it is, just there. And I'm going to be continuing to look at this issue with the oil pressure warning light. I've not been able to fix it yet. So I've got myself a new set of clocks. They're not GTI ones, they haven't got the vacuum for the MFA, but everything else should work the same. So I'm going to plug these in, see if the oil pressure warning light goes out, and that'll help me determine whether it's the oil board on the clocks or not. So without further ado, let's get in the car, let's get these plugged in, and we'll see if it makes any difference. Okay, so I'm just going to do it the easy way by pulling out these plugs. These replacement clocks, so just bob in there. Let's start it up. Let's see what we get. Still flashing. Right, so I think I can confirm that it's not the oil board on the clocks. Back to the drawing board about what to test. This is really testing me. This is getting to be quite annoying now. What else can it be? Okay, so this may be the problem. This is the switch I've just taken off, and it is 0.15 to 0.35 bar. The new switch I'm going to put on it is 1.2 to 1.6, which is about right because it should be 1.4. I had to take the front switch out to get a spanner in here to get this on, to get this out, to get it on or out or on and out. Either way, it's easier to do it without that switch there. It's not the switch, replace the switch. The wiring's got continuity. It's not the oil board. Confusing. Right, one thing we haven't done yet is change the oil. So my thinking is, I built this engine probably about a year ago, and it's been doing a hell of a lot of idling until about, well, I don't know, a month ago. Now, you're not really meant to leave these engines idling, or engines that you've just built idling, because piston rings won't have bedded in, and it means that fuel could get down past the piston rings and the pistons through the balls into the oil. Now, the oil in this does smell a little bit fuely, so I'm wondering whether it's been diluted. And while I am getting pressure on that gauge, it might be foamy and not, thick enough on the actual sensor to read what it should read. So like I say, we've got this special running in oil, got a new oil filter, so we'll get it jacked up, drain the oil stuff out, get this in, see if the warning light goes away. There you go. Here's our oil we're just taking out. Looks a bit dark considering it's coming up to about 100 miles or so. It smells a little bit fumy, so we'll put this in a container and take it down to the tip, and we'll get some new oil in the car. Let's see if we've still got the warning light once the engine's running. So the warning light's still there. So in that case, the only other thing to do is check for a grounding issue. Okay, with the battery disconnected, I've got my multimeter. I'm now going to start going through different wires and seeing if I can find any grounding issues. So to do that, we're going to set this to continuity. So set to continuity, I'm going to take off this bottom dash panel, pull out that plug, and I'm going to start with the wires on that plug, specifically the wire for the oil pressure. If that doesn't show any grounding issues, I'll go through each of those wires and I'll move on to things like the light switch, these, all the other wires and connections around the dash. Because I'm wondering if I've got a grounding issue and it's causing other issues, such as the dash cluster lights not working and no illumination on any of these, and the fact that my fan has stopped working again. So I'm thinking that I've either got a grounding issue or some bad wiring, some extra feed's been taken off something and it's causing too much current to be drawn and blowing things. But first of all, we'll start with the simple stuff. We'll test for grounding issues. Okay, so we need to make sure we've got a good earth point for this first. So I've stuck the black wire for our multimeter against this in the back of here. That's going to take this end, put it against the metal here, so we know that's a good earth. I can test these wires one at a time, and if we find any with an earth, we know we will get a beep. So that's earthing, that black one. Check what that is. That's earthing. So we've got an earth there. That's on our lead for our sensor, I think, oil pressure sensor. So black, blue and black. What about this side? White and black. That blue's not earthing. Right, okay, so we need to check what these are, because these are all earthing. I'm pretty sure they should not be. So looking at the A2 resources on this plug, this is plug A, we have plug 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the oil pressure warning light. 5, 6, 7 should be black. Should be black green, but that's just pure black. That's the hazard switch. Turn signal, apparently. Anyway, I'm going to unplug this oil pressure sensor from the switch out front and see if it's still grounding out. Right, that is disconnected up front. Let's try that again. Okay, that is still grounding, which means this wire is grounding out somewhere. So whatever is grounding this out could well be grounding out the rest of this cluster. So I need to have a look where this is going underneath here. And also, while I'm here, I'm going to check out my light switch plug, because as you may remember, we were getting a few melted light switches. I did see some smoking from behind the dash the other day, so I think that is worth checking out as well, see if we've got another. So that's grounding out as well. Huh. That's the earth, so the earth brown, that's okay, but we've got the grey and white wires grounding. Red and white, it's red and white, and black and white. So these are all grounding out. This is not good. Jesus. So I've got some major grounding issue going on. To be honest with you, I've been looking at this for well over an hour and a half now, and I'm just finding grounding issue after grounding issue. So, you know, on things that aren't grounds, lots of lives, switches. I've never been fond of electrics, and I'm really not comfortable doing this or finding out where the issue is, so I think I'm actually going to have to call in an auto electrician to come and have a look. So I'll do that and I'll give you an update once they've been. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so the auto spark has been, and we have an update on the wiring and the issues. So the light, the switches are all working fine, wiring's fine, but the fault is with the fuse box, the actual fuse box, and that's what's causing all of my electrical issues. So the issues with the dash cluster, that does now work. The wiring, the lights do work on that, but yeah, we had to cut this wire. This was what was causing the fires. So we do have dash lights, but also the fan is blowing, and he says that's probably from a loose connection. He said I need to get a new fuse box. Hopefully that should cure all my problems. So I guess I'm going to get one of those ordered, and then we can see how we get on. Okay, it's time for the moment of truth. Let's have a look. Yes, we actually have lights on the dash cluster now. On my switches, they all got lights, very faint, what they do. Not on the, where's the switch? Not on the heater though. But yeah, well, I feel like I can drive the car at night. Obviously, you know, where I've got the dashboard in. So as you can see, engine running, we still have the engine oil warning light. So this is a CE1 fuse box for a CE1 car from VW Heritage. That's a fuse box in. That's probably the neatest it's been for a long time. Let's get the okay, fuses are all in. Get the clocks connected back up. Put the battery on, and then we'll try ignition, see if anything sets on fire or goes pop. See what we get. Fuel pump works, that's good. Okay. Headlights are working. That's working. So far so good. Hazards. Okay. Have we got light? Yes, dash is lighting up. Some of the switches seem to be lit up, which is good, I guess. They're working. Should we try a start? See if the gear I'm at now. Okay, so it's still got the engine warning light. Has this made any difference then or not? Fuck. Well, I guess I'm not putting my dashboard back in yet. That's a little bit frustrating. I was hoping that would cure my fuel pressure light issue. So I've just come out to the car. Last night everything was fine, well, you know, apart from the oil pressure warning light, but you know, the dash lights were all working. And I've come to it today and nothing. It's not working at all. So yeah, looks like I've got to get the auto spark back out. Okay, so the auto spark has been. Let's give you all a bit of an update, shall we? We have illumination on these as well. So, secondly, hey, it's gone. Whoa ho ho ho! And as the oil pressure drops, there you go, it's come back on. So that is working. Well, I'll show you what the problem was, and it's very, very simple, and I feel like an absolute dork. But to be fair to me, the car was like this, set up like this, when I got it. So when I had a fuse box out, I just copied and parroted what was already there. Anyway, on the fuse box, you've got this set of pins here. I think these are G pins. I had two earths coming to here, coming to these pins. These are basically all outputs, so it's for, one was an output for oil pressure, for a buzzer, so it would start buzzing, you know, if oil pressure gets too low or too high. And the other one was something to do with the rear lights. Because both of those were earthed, it was causing the light switch to earth out and melt, and it was causing the oil pressure warning light to earth out and constantly flash. That's all it was. Those earths. In fact, you probably see it on my video about replacing the fuse box. There's an earth on the box. You do not want an earth on there.
I don't believe it. What a plonker. What a plonker.
They've been put into the correct position up behind the clocks. So if you've seen part 1 of this video and you're still getting the problem, check your fuse box, make sure you've not got an earth on any of these pins. There should be no brown wires go into these. If you found this video useful or entertaining, or if you just feel sorry for me, give me a like, buy me a beer. It's been very stressful. Please buy me a beer. I fucking need one. Subscribe. There's more videos. Anyway, thank you all again for watching. See you in another video again soon. Bye bye.